The ALMC Motor Club likes to be independent. Their event, the Dunlop Rally of Ireland, is not a round of the Tarmac or National Rally Championships, yet it attracts the best from both. Tarmac aces Austin McHale and Eamonn Boland and National Championship frontrunner Michael Barrable seem to be the likely lads to succeed in this two-day event. This year, the ALMC have moved their headquarters into the city, to Tallaght, with the first day's action in the beautiful Wicklow Mountains and day two in the more traditional territory in the Port Leisha area.
5 times Tarmac champion Austin McHale heads the entry in his WRC Corolla, but is worried about the constantly changing weather.
Austin, you've wrecked all these stages in the dry weather. What about this forecast for today?
Yeah, as you know, there was torrential rain last night and thunder and lightning, but we have a car out on the stage at the moment, and the stage is fairly dry. But looking at the mountains there, the clouds are coming in again. I think we're going to have more heavy rain, but it's going to be interesting, you know, and it'll make the conditions all that more unpredictable.
It'll be very tricky if it rains, especially after being dry, but if there's any possibility of rain on the stage, we'll definitely go on intermediate tyres.
Well, I think it's going to rain today. I think there's no doubt about it. As to how much rain we're going to have, it will be the question. I think it's going to be heavy rain and deep water, myself.
We did the recce last weekend, and yes, it was very, very dry. If it rains here this morning, it's going to be much different.
17 stages lie ahead over the 2 days, and the Rally of Ireland is using some familiar Circuit of Ireland territory. There's drama even before the start, and it's Eamonn Boland's WRC Impreza that appears first, not McHale. The NVD car is first on the road, but second in the event to Peadar Hurson's Escort. But what's happened to Austin? The Dubliner has been in an accident with Tommy Graham's Escort on the way to the start. Tommy is out of the rally, and Austin limps through the stage after a temporary repair to his front suspension in 133rd and last position. By the second test, he's replaced the damaged strut and sets fast his time. But even for someone of Austin's capability, it's a major mountain to climb if the local boys to be in the results this weekend. Michael Barrable has already chalked up a national win in his new Celica this year. And after 3 stages, he's in 3rd place, at 43 seconds behind the leader. And here is the surprise leader, the former national champion Peadar Hurson, who's come back to the stages this season after a long layoff.
Jump 40.
Aboard Hugh Dunn's Subaru Legacy, we approach the Sally Gap hairpin. The Nace driver has been one of the finds of the tarmac season. Craig Shinners guides his driver over this notoriously tricky bog road. They're in 4th position after 3 stages.
Go on, go, go, go. Jumping. Jumps 150. Stay right over crest and long right 5. Stay right over crest, long right 5. Caution left 4, don't cut over crest. Jumping 150. Left forward, don't cut over crest, jumping 150.
That 4th position could have been higher, but Hugh clips a rock there, and the Legacy gets a puncture. But the damage is repaired by the next stage. Dominic Loughran has gone the 4-wheel drive route following the demise of his BMW M3 on the Donegal Harvest Rally last autumn, and he's in the top 10. Tom Holton executes a nice handbrake turn in his Formula 2 Escort Maxi kit car. And George Tracy's brother Alan is on the notes in their new ProDrive prepared Group N Impreza. George, despite some throttle sticking problems, is lying second to Patrick Elliott in the showroom category.
It's a long 3 left over jump 60. It's a double caution, long 5 right into slippy, tight 5 left.
He passes another of his Mitsubishi rivals stranded on the stage. It's the Group N top seed Michael Shaw who has a puncture. This is home territory for the Dubliners, and they're in 8th place overall after the first 4 stages.
To 5 right into long 5 left.
Shaw gets mobile again in the Evo 5. That puncture has cost him a lot of time. Kevin Barrett in the ex-McKinstry Group A Subaru is a master of the handbrake. But he has a turbo problem in the first stage and takes an early bath on stage 3 when the Triton Shaw car retires. Patrick Elliott, the new Group N national champion, leads the showroom Shaw in his Evo 6. ALMC club member John Tracy is a sensational 6th in his Mark II Escort. And Donegal driver Eugene Ferry is also in the top 10 in his 2.4 litre Warrior engine Mark II. Max McKillen, who leads Formula 2 in the Tarmac Championship, has a short-lived debut in the Puma when he crashes out on the first stage. The Dublin car dealer has ripped the front strut out of the Protec Puma, but Max isn't the only victim at this point on the Sally Gap stage. Edward and Owen O'Neill have damaged the rear wheel on their Honda Civic and joined the carnage on the opening stage. English visitor Sarah Murray has been through the hedge in her Nissan Micra. Greg McCormick is cruising to retirement as he's caught on the stage by Francis Corrigan's Evo. And Pat Lowbridge does not take the traditional route at this 90 right.
Peadar's perfect run comes to an end on stage 4 when the Ronan Point driver leaves the road and loses his lead and his front spoiler.
Stage 4 on a fast right, the car just pushed the nose a wee bit and went into the hedge. We went off and lost a bit of time, probably 10 seconds sort of thing. But we're very lucky. I mean, we didn't do any damage. We broke the front of the spoiler a wee bit, but kept going. Lucky enough. Unfortunate, mind you, because yes, we were leading up to that point. Still quite close.
Eamonn Boland now hits the front on his second outing in his new supercar. He has a few seconds in hand over his Ford rival.
I think Peadar had a problem on the last stage. I think he's after dropping about 2 minutes. Yeah, I think we have around 20 odd seconds in the lead now.
But here's the real sensation. Austin McHale has gained 130 places in 4 stages. He's 4th now.
We're pulling back maybe to go to the second a mile though, but it's still out to go.
A second a mile is amazing. Since McHale's team have repaired the Corolla, the WRC car has been fastest on every stage, and he is now less than a minute down on 3rd place. But this man is going to be hard to beat. Eamonn is almost 2 minutes up the road ahead of the Tarmac Toyota rival. And it will take a misfortune of some kind to prevent the Wexford driver from winning this one. Peadar Hurson and Michael Barrable are nearly a minute apart in 2nd and 3rd places. Then it's our onboard men, Hugh Dunn and Greg Shinners.
Turn square right, gravel cut. Turn square right, gravel cut.
They're just 4 seconds behind McHale in 5th
Flat right,
place.
41.
Hughes had a
Flat right,
fabulous
40.
season since he purchased the Nippon Max filter car with top 10 placings in Killarney and the Summit rallies.
Flat right, cut, over bump 40. Left 580. Left 580. Cut left 5, caution tight K right. Caution tight K right.
As we see from inside, the Nace driver is right on the ragged edge at times.
One go.
Here's another sideways man. The Tracy Holmes Mark II Escort is in a full lock everywhere. And who says sideways is not fast? John still holds on to 6th place, with Patrick Elliott is breathing down his neck, just 5 seconds behind. And you can see that the Group N leader's been trying. Eugene Ferry and John Gallagher are 8th, and the Tracy's 9th, and 2nd in Group N. George, however, is getting a little overexcited at times.
40 to turn square left. and long right 60.
Dominic Loughran in the Dunlop Shod Sierra is in 10th place. And Peter McCullough and Sean Blake have come in from the reserve list, and they are naturally running way ahead of their seedings. Tom and Susan Taft lead Class 3 in their Honda Integra. Andrew Fanning is not happy with the suspension settings in his unique rear-wheel drive Puma kit car. And Brian Flanagan also has a kit car, the Exworth 1600cc Nissan Micra. Here's a real hero. Lloyd Hutchison not only leads the Historics, he is also an amazing 15th overall. Sean Keenan has the temperamental Corsa kit car, which again lets the Galway driver down. And Ted Johnson will be another retirement in the Delta. The McHale clan are out in force to cheer on both Aaron and Austin. Aaron is lying well up in his class, while Dad continues to make all the headlines. Rain at the end of the first day, and Austin is back up to third, taking full advantage of the conditions.
We had a good run over that stage. We got 22 seconds on Eamonn. I don't know what the weather forecast is, but I'd like to see maybe rain again in the morning, and you know, might close the gap a little bit more.
Michael Barrable and Dermot O'Gorman are delayed with this puncher. They're in third place. And Peadar Hurson and Ian Porter are second, complete with a new spoiler on their Escort and just 35 seconds behind the World Rally car. Eamonn has been caught out on the last stage of the day on slicks and in torrential rain, losing 22 seconds to Austin, so that lead is now very fragile indeed at the end of the first day. McHale is the talk of Talan, who would bet against the Dubliner with 9 stages still to come.
The Citroen Centre Tala Town stage opens the action on the second day of the Dunlop Rally of Ireland. This time, it's very different from the Circuit of Ireland showpieces, as the ALMC make history by running part of the stage indoors. Eamon's shopping trolley speeds round the square car park, but it's about to check out of this event. Now we get into the rail rally territory in the Sorrel Hill stage in the Midlands. Hugh Dunn and Greg Shinners are about to come across the story of the rally to date.
60. Don't cut 60. Very tight up here. Left 3, right 3, left 3 again. Right 3, left 3. Bump right 4, caution right 5, don't cut.
That's Eamonn on the right. And co-driver Damien Morrissey is calling for a fire extinguisher. The WRC Subaru has been badly damaged and it's in danger of going on fire. Dunn stops to help, but when he gets going again, he's another to have his sorrows on Sorrel Hill. As we see from inside George Tracy's car, the Legacy crashes out heavily at the end of the stage.
The double caution right and 3 right at the chevron.
RPM catches up with the stricken driver on the road section.
Hugh, what's happened?
Well, we had a bit of an off there up through Lacken Village. We were going through the stage, going very well. Thought we were picking up time on Michael Barrable. Came up to the top of the mountain there, saw Eamonn Boland stood on the side of the road waving. Came up, drove up a little bit further, and we saw Damien holding up a fire extinguisher. So we stopped. Only car that did stop, I might add, gave him our fire extinguisher. Got going again, came down the mountain and just probably wasn't concentrating 100%. Came over left 4 over a crest and just over she went, just lost it. Pure driver error. No other explanation, I'm afraid.
Hurson now hits the front, but his Escort has a top-end misfire, and Austin is just 30 seconds behind. McHale is closing in. He takes an incredible 9 seconds out of the Escort in the Tala car park. He must have been shopping here before. Lights blazing, the Toyota continues to set fast times, but Hurson is now holding the Toyota. They share fastest time on Sorrel Hill. Stage 11, however, decides it when Austin goes into the lead from 133rd to 1st in 11 stages. Incredible. His final conquest has been made a little easier, however, when the turbo blows on the Escort, losing Peadar over 3 minutes. Michael Barrable moves into second, and his shopping technique is very impressive as the Fiat dealer sets fastest time on the Citroën Centre test. Barrable is in brilliant form today, setting 2 fastest times on the first 4 Sunday stages. John Tracy is now 4th, and with a pacey black pussy crossing his path, the Kilkenny Cat is definitely in luck today. Dominic Loughran's going shopping in fine style as he drives the Hamels Rent-A-Car Sierra out to take joint fastest time with Michael Barrable on stage 12. We've lost the overall leader and now we're about to lose the Group N leader also. Patrick Elliott crashes out on stage 11. This is real James Bond stuff as the new Group N leader George Tracy pilots us through the pillars in the square car park.
60 to turn hairpin left.
Sunshine 1 minute, thunderstorms the next. It's been a tyre choice nightmare throughout the 2 days. However, the first 3 are now fairly spread out, so a wrong choice is less critical. Austin is now 2 minutes in front, so the pressure has at least eased in the aircon-led Toyota. His and Brian Murphy's charge through the field has been one of the great drives in the Dubliners' long career.
We're leading the rally now at the moment by approximately 2 minutes, and I didn't think yesterday when we had the problem at the start of the first stage, when we dropped to 2.5 minutes, that we'd be leading the rally this afternoon.
Michael Barrable and Dermot O'Gorman now move into second place in the Celica. That turbo failure has cost Peadar Hurson and Ian Porter 2 places. But remarkably, John Tracy and John Smithick are now 4th in the Yellow Mark II.
John Tracy, Mark II Escort, you're upsetting a few lads out there.
We're going okay, yeah.
Couple of stages left, you're not going to give up now.
I think it's time to calm down now. I think we're getting near the end, so there's only 3 stages to go, so I think it's just kind of steady ahead now from now on.
Things are looking good for George and Alan Tracy, but you can never be too confident in these constantly changing conditions.
100 to crest, 3.
Poor Elliott there was in a spot of bother. He had a bad start today, so it's tough luck for Elliott. So we've got three from home, so hopefully we'll give it a wee spin from here and see what happens.
Dominic Loughran and Lisa Mangan are now in 6th place, despite a sticking clutch. Eugene Ferry and John Gallagher 7th. Francis Corrigan and Niall Driver have moved into the top 10 and into contention in Group N. And Trevor Culbert and James Glynn now making 3 Mark IIs in the top 10. Pat White's look-alike Worksport Escort is in 10th place, but in trouble with a water injection problem. And then we have the familiar sight of Fergal Allen and Tony Quigley's Sierra Cosworth. Martin Boyle and Mark Rowan, the historic rally champions, have hired a Mitsubishi for the weekend, and they're 3rd in Group N, despite an off on the Saturday stages. Roy White and Des Cooney have a new Evo 6, and it swallows up Seamus Gallagher on stage 13. Michael Shaw is back in the 30s because of his first stage puncture. Surrey visitors Grant Shand and Gareth Lloyd are moving towards the top 10. While Douglas and John Richardson are ranked 2nd in Class 12. A lengthy off on stage 12 drops Lloyd Hutchinson and Kevin Flanagan to third in the historics. Craig McWilliams and John O'Reilly's wingless Mark I is second. John and Christy Farrell make amends for their Donegal accident to win the Dunlop Rally of Ireland historic title.
David Park proceeds to park in all the wrong places as we move into the class winners. James Travers and Al Keogh are the car championship winners. Winston White and Alan Nairn are the swiftest in Class 1. Kieran Martin and Ambrose Dunn win Class 2. And Tom and Susan Taft Class 3. Brian Flanagan and Ted Gaffney are the Class 5 winners, and Aaron McHale and Catherine Donoghue make it a family double by winning Class 6. Joe Curran and Oliver Gary win Class 7, and Pat White and Aidan Moran persevered with an intercom problem to win Class 8. Stephen Corrie is chased by Andreas Reid and William Fitzpatrick, the Class 9 winners. Mark Nagel and Nolik Breen win Class 10 in their Corolla. And Fergus Allen and Tony Quigley again win Class 12. Raymond Conlon and Dominic McCardle are the Class 14 winners, and so to the top 10.
English visitors Grant Shand and Gareth Lloyd finish in 10th place. Trevor Culbert and James Glynn are 9th in their 1-to-1 Mark II. The pristine Tracy and Pretza didn't stay that way, winning off right at the end of the rally, lost George and Alan their group end lead. Francis Corrigan and Al Driver are the benefactors. They finish in 7th place and win the important Group N prize. Eugene Ferry and John Gallagher are sideways to 6th. And Dominic Loughran and Lisa Mangan are relieved the clutch held out to bring them home in 5th place. John Tracy wins the Entertainers Award and a fabulous 4th place. Peadar Hurson and Ian Porter are back with a vengeance, but for that turbo, who knows? Michael Barrable and Dermot O'Gorman will be happy with 2nd, but not as thrilled as the occupants of the Toyota, who came right from the back to win.
I suppose even if you have at the end of the first stage, after dropping the 2.5 minutes, we're back about 133rd, I think, you know, and so I think after 2 stages, then we're back up to 5th or 6th. But to catch the proper Group A and WRC cars in front was really a major problem, but we kept the pressure on and it worked in the end of the day.
So Austin McHale and Brian Murphy are the winners of the Dunlop Rally of Ireland in true never say die fashion after a truly remarkable drive.